CarPlay in iOS 18 is not a small update. There's actually over 10 new features and changes that most of them Apple didn't even talk about, and there's a lot of improvements in safety. Let's go ahead and start off going into settings and then going inside of accessibility. And over here at the bottom, you'll see sound recognition. What this means is that your car will actually detect car horns and sirens. Let me show you. Just imagine there's a siren going on. Maybe there's an ambulance coming. And as you can see, CarPlay just told me, maybe there's a siren going on. This is artificial intelligence coming to the car. And not only that, there's also car horns. So maybe you're in the highway and someone beeped at you, and maybe you've got music going on and you didn't listen to it. Well, now you can know and you can be more aware of your surroundings. There you go. Someone just beeped at me and CarPlay just detected the horn. I'm sure there will be a lot more coming in the future. As of now, CarPlay automatically detects certain sounds while connected to CarPlay. These sounds may not always be correctly identified. So take this all with a grain of salt, but it's pretty cool that AI in this sort of form is coming to CarPlay. As of now, it's only car horn and siren, but I'm sure we can expect a lot more in the future. There's a slight redesign in terms of notifications. So whenever someone actually sends you a notifications, which we should expect one anytime soon. There we go. Arnaufan just sent me a message. First off, we got this new floating design in the actual notification, and we will now see the profile photo inside of that notification. And it doesn't only work in the home screen. For example, I'm inside of the music app and we still got that floating design in notifications. So I can tap that.
Arnau said test, test, and test. Would you like to reply?
Yes, thank you for the test message, Arnau. We also get a slight redesign in the notifications. My iPhone battery is now low, and this style of notification before, it was a little bit more intrusive, and it's now got a more floating design. You simply tap OK and it just leaves. And another new change is now whenever you send something via Siri, the other person will get that iMessage and will say sent via Siri. So people know if you're being a little bit, let's say when you're not being that expressive because you're sending it via Siri, maybe your wife is like, why is he being so like, why isn't he sending me a heart emoji or something? Well, she can now know you sent it via Siri. The home screen icon has also been slightly redesigned. We now get two buttons, this squarish design, and then whenever you tap on it, we get the iconic square, which obviously I'm sure it reminds you of something. It looks exactly the same as the home button that we previously found on the iPhones, which is pretty cool. If you actually hold on this icon, you actually get Siri. It looks the same, but the thing that has been slightly redesigned is the actual icon itself. If you go inside of settings and then go inside of sounds, we now get silent mode inside of CarPlay. We get three different options. First off, whenever you connect CarPlay automatically, it will turn on silent mode on your iPhone and on CarPlay. You have the option to turn silent mode off. So if you do want sounds, you have that option still. Or do not change silent mode. What this will do is basically mirror whatever your iPhone is. If it's in silent or not, it will simply mirror that. A lot of people like the sound, so whenever they're driving, they get a sound and they can see, whoever's calling or texting. Some people don't. It depends on what you want. Talking about safety, I wanted to tell you really quick about today's sponsor.
Meet the 7th My
A800S, a dash cam with excellent 4K quality. I mean, it's literally got a Sony IMX415 sensor. It can achieve dual vision recording. So not only it will record what's in the front, but also what's in the back. It's got night owl vision. So if you're out in the road, since it's got a 1.8 aperture and using smart AI algorithms, you'll get this quality during nighttime. With 24-hour smart parking surveillance, you'll be able to monitor what's happening around your car even when you're not there. It's also got an ADAS system. It's very similar to what we just talked in CarPlay using the voice, but this will actually detect in video and will alert you for safety concerns. It's also got a built-in GPS, which will monitor real-time data, such as the speed, the time, and coordinates. So if you have an accident, which I really hope you don't, and I don't, it will literally track your exact location, which is crucial for roadside assistance or maybe for insurance claims. If you want to do that, you'll have all the location, the footage, everything. So if you're interested in the A800S dashcam,
7th My is actually having
incredible Prime Day deals. So links down below in the description if you want to pick one up.
7th My, thank you so much for sponsoring this video.
Now let's get back into Apple CarPlay. Here's a new feature in iOS 18, but also kind of a little trick, a little hack. If you go inside of accessibility, first off, we now get color filter. So if you actually activate that, this is obviously for color blind or aid users. So you can actually, go total grayscale inside of CarPlay. You have the green-red filter, the red-green filter, but check this out. If you actually tap, if you don't have any accessibility issues, even if you do, but if you don't, this is pretty cool. Blue-yellow filter, and you can actually change the intensity now. So this looks pretty great right now because they make the colors a lot more vibrant. Maybe it can be a little bit distracting on the road, but if you don't find it distracting, if you actually turn on high, it is so vibrant. It's basically like turning the saturation of your display to the max. So maybe if you have an old car and your display isn't that saturated, here you can just bump it up. This is a brand new car, so obviously the green and WhatsApp feels like it's about to explode, but maybe you have an old display and maybe this is a little tiny trick that you can use. Let's go ahead and turn it off for just a second because I wanted to tell you about the next new feature, and that's that you can now turn on bold text inside of Apple CarPlay. So let's go ahead and tap that. And as you can see, everything is now bold. Here's probably one of my favorite new features inside of Apple CarPlay. So you now get voice control, which basically, as you can see, this tiny little icon just got activated. So I can basically use CarPlay now with my voice without needing to ask Siri to do basic things like open music. There you go. And now just open music, open messages, go to the home screen. There you go. Now, Apple Intelligence will change CarPlay forever. Now, we're going to talk about that in just a second. But for now, let me show you what's currently available right now. How did Spain do yesterday?
Spain did not play yesterday. They overcame England by a score of 2-1 last Sunday.
So you can now ask Siri for sports scores. What did the Lakers do last game?
The Lakers lost the conference quarterfinals.
You can ask it for the MLB, NBA, anything that Siri can do on the iPhone, it can now do it inside of Apple CarPlay. What's cool is you don't even need to hold on the button. Obviously, you can ask Siri hands-free. So in terms of Apple Intelligence coming to Apple CarPlay, it is definitely coming. Now, it will probably be not the most complex version of Apple Intelligence. So it will obviously not be able to create Genmojis or actual photos. And in terms of doing things that are visual, CarPlay won't be able to do that with Apple Intelligence, but all the rest, everything that is voice related, Apple Intelligence will be able to do that. And I think that's truly where the power comes with Apple Intelligence. When you're in the car and you've got a lot of minutes in the road and you can be or researching or thinking or just being on the roads, you can still be safe, but actually be asking and interacting with Apple Intelligence. It will be game changing and I'm super excited. Obviously, whenever it comes, we will obviously be making a video on the channel. I just think that Apple Intelligence, both on the Apple Watch and on Apple CarPlay, will change everything. We still don't have confirmation that it's coming on the Apple Watch, but it's definitely very exciting that it's coming with Apple CarPlay. Something else that's new is if you go inside of settings and then tap on appearance, as you can see, if you tap on always dark, the icons are not tinted like we have it on the iPhone. Now, the current public beta that we're on right now doesn't allow us to actually tint our apps dark like we have it on the iPhone. But if you actually go on Apple's developer YouTube channel, you can actually clearly see that the tinted icons are black. So I'm 99% sure that whenever iOS 18 is actually publicly released to everyone, we will have dark tinted icons instead of Apple CarPlay. And sometimes when you're in the car and everything is so dark, but the display is so bright because of apps like Calendar and Now Playing that are so bright, it can sometimes be a little bit distracting. So I feel like dark tinted icons instead of iOS 18 and CarPlay will be a great change. Something in iOS 18 that isn't related to CarPlay, but it is related to the car, is vehicle motion cues. So whenever you're using your iPhone in the car, a lot of people get car sick. So inside of your iPhone, you'll get these little dots, which will allow you to not get as car sick. The little dots will basically match the movement of the car with your iPhone, because the way that you get car sick is since your iPhone is always still and your car is moving, that's what makes you car sick, right? But the little dots will trick your brain thinking that it's all the same movement. I honestly thought it wasn't going to work. I'm someone that actually gets quite car sick. I haven't gotten car sick since. So that's all the new features in CarPlay with iOS 18. Now, if you want to find out all the new features coming to your iPhone with iOS 18, you can tap this video right here, or you can subscribe. Okay, bye-bye.